Just a little bit of insecurity. I don't know if this is common to all community gardens or allotments or anything like that, but there's so much theft that we have taken to locking the fences and change the locks regularly. We've had past gardeners come in months after they've given up their gardens and take dirt and every plant out of their gardens. And we have lots of stuff go missing right at harvest time as well. We've actually had notes left that those melons we took are the most delicious ones we've ever stolen from a community garden, and other really shocking things like that. But anyways, we lock ours up. We still have some loss, but it does cut back on it some. And we attribute most of the other loss to people in the gardens helping themselves if they just can't help themselves. Which shouldn't make a lot of sense, but you know what I mean. I did pick a whole entire bowl of strawberries, and I see that I'm gonna have to pick again tonight. What a terrible shame. I want to play a game of Guess This Weed. I don't know what this is. It's got really big pod heads on it. Excuse me as I MacGyver my way in here. And it looks like I planted it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks like seeds got dropped there. So I don't want to pull it if it's something I've been waiting 3 years to see come up. So I can edit that so the wild swinging around goes away. If anyone knows what that is, please let me know. I don't. This garlic in the strawberries is doing really, really good. You can see how big around it is. I think it's gonna be my best garlic out of the whole garden. There's some more strawberries hiding in there. The other garlic is, this is leeks that have all gone to seed. This is my green onions, what's left of them. I only have 2 bunches left. Yeah, those are all the head up ones. This is the rest of the garlic, and some of it's already laying down. I think that's lack of moisture, which is pretty shocking because I tend to overwater, but they look pretty small. And then in here, I've got 1 tomatillo and 1 lamb's quarter that can go. That's the tomatillo. The lady said I could plant it amidst my garlic and it'd be fine. I might have taken that too literally, but lots of garlic. I've snapped the scapes off some of them. My sister took them home to try with her chard. My dill is going to seed already, some of it. So I'll pick that and freeze it for pickle season. The lovage looks great. The lettuce is still doing well. I can't keep up with it. I keep picking from the middle, but just spreads and fills it again. So at some point, it's gonna have to go. And my peas, and I don't know if you can see through the sun, but they are filling up nicely. These are West Coast Seeds green arrows, and I am really, really happy with them. And that's what that is too, that ugly contraption. It says bush peas, but I think I overplanted pretty heavily. So I've done sort of, well, that. I don't know how to describe that. It's not pretty, but it's somewhat functional. And these guys are obviously much healthier on the trellis, so next year I won't get so greedy. These are the sugar snaps from Renee's. I was saying all year so far that they were at the far end getting eaten, but they're not. They're right here. And they're delicious. I picked a bunch of them the other day. They're not as heavy a crop as the other ones. I mean, they are coming in, and granted, we all stand here and eat them, so that's pretty subjective, but these guys are amazing. I picked a lot. I have not managed to freeze any of them. It was my intent when I planted this many, but I just have been eating them all, every single one, so pretty greedy. The thyme got a haircut. The chives got a haircut. They're bouncing back. They look really good. These shallots, nightmare. Absolutely going to seed. I bought some paper bags. So I'll tie them around some of the biggest ones and see if I can catch some seeds and have any luck to do something different next year. Italian parsley, fully in seed. I'm still debating whether I'm going to leave that or not. This is actually beets. I thought it was chard that reseeded, but it's beets that reseeded from last year when I let one go to seed because it was so pretty. So I'm going to leave them. They're not bad for shade and they are pretty, so when they go to seed I'll pull them out and not before then, but the leeks are doing really good. Some more than others. The broccoli is picking up. That beautiful head of lettuce there. More dill, more cabbage, more lettuce. Black currant's amazing. Blackberry is actually getting flowers everywhere. Shouldn't have eaten that pea on you guys. And now I've got some flowers budding. More flowers budding. And I'm gonna have more up here. And my neighbor's blackberry, which is that in the middle, she said she got 25 pounds of blackberries last year. I didn't get any from her. I'm gonna have to remind her this year. I built this really rickety little wall to try and keep the black currants from flopping over, but time to get out the toolbox. All the garlic underneath is looking pretty sad. The rhubarb is picking up. I've got another monstrous head of lettuce right there and beets beside it. You can see some morning glory coming up through the beets. Compost bin's still working a treat. Got some new additions from pots. Put out the peppers. These are Southern Bells. Southern Bells. This is all lettuce amongst it. It's all frizzy endive. That is actually not a Southern Belle. That is the Coral Belle Sweet. I have no idea what they look like. And those are Southern Bells, and then the tomato is getting some good size. The cucumbers I put into the pots are doing good. They need some water. Everything needs some water, but I shouldn't say that. The garlic's really dry, but this looks like it's still good from yesterday. Another gorgeous head of lettuce. This is the cabbage. Doing really well. The kale, then the chard, and then parsley, and then lettuce. All far too close together. Got more beets coming there, and those are Brussels sprouts. I still have to pull one out. I don't want 4. And there's a little one kind of stuck between those last 2. More dill. Got more tomatoes down here. One here. One there. And then one on the far side of that massive poppy that's going to have to go. I planted more spinach, but I was a bit late on that, and then we had a dry spell. And I planted some basil too, so the basil should do good. I'll move that over when it gets a little bigger. This is also lettuce in there. I hate to have bare earth, so I have to plant every seed I have. Potatoes are, oh, potatoes are starting to flower. And there as well. And it is a wall of potatoes, so this one is actually about hip high on me. These guys are about top of my thighs. This one's tall as well. You can really see the different colors from the different types. There's about 4 different types in here. Different shaped leaves, different color of leaves. It's pretty exciting. I did write down what's in there. I have no idea from memory. Terrible gardener. Flower bed's looking great. That sunflower looks like it's not going to get too out of control. It'll have to go if it does. Oh, the dianthus is looking beautiful. It really fades out a lot in the sun here. The one on top, the ones that have opened earliest are much, much lighter than the new ones. If you can see it in the picture. These are the beans, Landa beans. They're doing great. Still has potatoes on the end. I should pull them. Probably not gonna though. That's sunflowers I planted. They get kind of spotty. Put more back there in the corner. Nothing's really coming up. Good news though, I've got some peppers over here. I've got my comfrey first of all. We haven't tried that comfrey tea yet. Got these peppers that I planted, and then I also do finally look like I have some peppers coming up. So I'm gonna leave those as well. That's clearly grass, but I think that's it for tonight. Nothing too exciting. I might just go check out Heather and Nikki and Karen's gardens as well. Okay, this is Heather's garden. Her bird bath was used as a hand wash and now it's gross, so she's gonna have to clean that out, but her herb bed is looking great. The kale I transplanted is bouncing back. We didn't think it was gonna make it. Did it on the hottest day of the year just to give it as much of a struggle as possible. She's got more strawberries. She's having a really good crop from that corner. Let's put more beans in here. Nothing's happening yet. I'll give them another soak for tonight. Her cukes are great. Fantastic. In fact, she's got more tomatoes at the end there. These beans are mental. Her cauliflower and broccoli and cabbage are all, I mean, probably way too close together, but really, really good looking, handsome cabbage you got there. And here is her onions and some spotty carrots, extra tomatoes, more carrots, more onions, more carrots. And she's got broccoli beside her fancy beets. This is yellow, candy stripes, and reds. And those are ruby beets, and that's chard and kale. Here is more lettuce, radishes. Her tomato is just absolutely taking off. It's an early girl, so it should flower up. Oh, and there are flowers in there. Awesome. And we got some marigolds, we got some basil, and we got one little sad tomato. We'll see if it makes it. I planted that from seed, so I hope it does, because I've been trying to advocate seeding and not buying plants. I don't know why, but something quite satisfying about it. She's got all kinds of something seeding itself. I'm not sure if it's leeks from next door, because they have giant leeks. But she's really good about not letting them go to seed. She usually eats them. And more little more little tomatoes, and some are going to have to get moved when they get a bit bigger, I think, or get thinned, which is hard to do when you plant them. These are the better carrots. And more, I don't know what's going on here. Lettuce. This actually got transplanted from my garden, and that's how thick I planted it, which is just silly. I pulled all that out, all the bits you see around my garden out, and I still have that wall of lettuce. So here's some marigolds and tomatoes and a rhubarb, and I told her not to pick it, but she's getting other advice. So if you guys have advice whether you should pick rhubarb after you moved it or not, let us know, because I've said no, but now I'm thinking I'm crazy because look at it all. So let us know. Thanks. This is the errors and omissions section. I pulled up these garlic because they had already flopped over, and I think it's safe to say that the size of the stalk does not relate to the size of the bulb, because that's a pretty good size with a tiny stalk. So I'm pretty hopeful about what's in here. It's really early, but oh, it's one of my red ones. That's some kind of good. Bigger yet. Alright, well this is good. This is really good news. That means that I haven't messed everything up with leaving the poppies in here so bad. Awesome. So I'll leave the rest, see if they get any bigger. I have to thin the carrots again, I think, but that can come. And so I know what this weed is. I'm hoping it's a weed. I've been pulling it out, but it's going to give me really pretty flowers, so I'm going to leave it. My Viscaria is really not behaving this year. It wants to flop down the hill, so I'm going to have to get some rocks in there, pull them back or something. Looks really sad right now. And I have one iris. I've been calling these daylilies all year. I was sure that they were. I'm going to have an iris, and I do think I put irises there as well, but who knows? We'll see. So a quick little harvest update. I've got one container more of strawberries, one of peas. I took some spearmint from my neighbor Dave's garden. Got a little cilantro and some French lavender from Nikki and Karen's garden that I'm taking care of right now. Lettuce from my garden, and then those garlic. So not a bad haul for only on June 9th. See what the summer brings.